What's up, beautiful souls? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Venus. I am an energy healer, Reiki Master energy healer, and I will be sending you Reiki throughout this message. So if you are willing to receive unconditional love and healing at this time, please say yes in your mind's eye or out loud. So there is a song coming through right before I start this message. I believe it's Pink Floyd. Money, 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 which it goes perfectly with this message. So today we're going to go over the abundance mindset. I'm going to go over lack mindset as well, but we're going to pay more attention to the abundant one because that's what matters, okay? We want to become abundant. That is our birthright. So that's what we are going to pay attention to. So this is Moldavite. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. I'm going to hold that. So hopefully I can send you abundance. Let's manifest abundance, y'all. All right. So we're going to go through the definition of abundance. Okay. So an abundance mindset assumes that there is plenty for everyone, fostering gratitude, collaboration, and willingness to share recognition and opportunities. Being generous to those who are reciprocal in this aspect. Proactive, value-driven, and long-term. Multiplier mindset. The belief that there are limitless opportunities, resources, and success available to everyone. Instead of viewing setbacks and mistakes as the end-all be-all, treat them as a learning opportunity that prepares you for your future success. So I love that 202 when I said that, because a lot of people they make mistakes and then they're doom and gloom, oh my god, I did this wrong, blah blah blah. But if you don't make those mistakes, how are you going to know to better yourself in that spot? Like if you wouldn't have made that mistake, you would be making that same mistake again later on, especially if you didn't learn from it, right? So like making mistakes is actually a positive, right? It's not 233 when I said that. It's actually a positive thing because you can learn from it, right? If you don't make mistakes, you can't learn from it, right? All right. So ways on how to be abundant and to keep an abundant mindset. So this is kind of going over the meaning that I just said, but that's okay. So how to keep an abundant mindset to stay and practice gratitude. So we've talked about this on my channel before. Gratitude gets you from an anger mindset, which is, one of the lowest vibrations, emotional vibrations, and it brings you up, right? Excuse me, confirmation. Gratitude will bring you up all the way on the Dr. Hopkins emotion vibrational. I can't think of the name. The map. Oh, that's right. The consciousness map. Okay. Focus on what you already have. Celebrate others' wins and their victories. 345 when I said that. This builds a brain habit of seeing endless possibilities. Always ask how. When I was a kid, I used to do that all the time. 400 when I'm saying this. I was always how. Most kids say why. Why? Me? It was how. How does that work? Well, how? How is that possible? How? Yeah. Okay. How can I make this happen? With the help of the universe, try to solve problems. I have always been a problem solver my entire life. So that's definitely like an abundance thing, right? To try to solve the problem. It's funny when you see certain people and they make the same mistake over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Again, 444 when I'm saying this. And then they don't learn the lesson. Well, you just did the same thing 13 times. When are you going to learn and solve the problem, right? And I try to teach this to my children. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. Fine. It's okay. Great. But you need to learn from it, right? And that's what keeps you abundant, right? Okay. Share your resources. So limit your social media, especially if it triggers a feeling of lack in your own life, right? So if you're looking on, say, Facebook, and you have people that are, have like a Lamborghini and they have a huge house in New York or whatever, and if it's making you feel lackful in your own life, try to limit yourself from being on social media, right? Or you could see how they are so abundant. What are they doing that I'm not doing, right? And try to like solve the problem there as well. Okay. Or if it's making you compare your own life, which we just said, handling setbacks with positivity, right? So like I just said, making mistakes. So if there's setbacks that are happening, it could be for your highest and greatest good. And when we change the perspective, that's an abundant way of looking at things, right? Okay. Practicing generosity with our time, our money, our knowledge, our resources. Obviously, if you have a family member who you keep helping and they don't help themselves, and you're like, they're not reciprocal, like say you've given your family member $200 for free, just for fun, just to try to help them. But then when you're down and out, they don't give you anything. Okay, well, you've learned their lesson right there, right? Not to be generous with those types of people because, you already tried and it wasn't reciprocal, right? So that, you got to put a boundary there. But we won't talk about that. We'll talk about that in another one. Always think that you have more than enough by giving your time, money, and knowledge, right? Any of those things. Viewing time as fluid. Okay? All right. So other things that we can do to keep us in an abundant mindset. Okay. Well, I'm going to start on this side, actually. 1 second. Okay, so we already talked about gratitude. Gratitude towards all. Like I said, even the mistakes that we make, right? Taking complete and control of your own life. About your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs. Try to stay positive whenever you can. Even when you're going through something hard, you can always look at the positive aspect of that, right? Like, okay, so, I went through a divorce, right? And at the time, it was like, oh my God, what else can go wrong at the time? I thought that. But then when I healed the pain and stuff, you look back and you say, I wouldn't change a damn thing. You know why? Because it helped me see what that person really was put in my life for. That person was put in my life not only to give me children and to give me beautiful life experiences, but taught me self-love. I didn't know self-love before that person, right? Like I always put everybody else first and I was a people pleaser. So that was like my abundant way, 844 when I'm saying this, my abundant way of looking back and saying, oh my God, I was truly blessed to have that person in my life because they taught me lessons that I could have never learned, right? So always be grateful. Always, always. Okay. Believing that nothing is too much, especially if it levels you up. So if you're thinking that you want to take a class, 909 when I'm about to say this. So if you want to take a class and, it's a little bit higher on the scale, say it's $1,000, but you know that it's going to bring you lifetime, not only of knowledge, of abundance, but it's going to, make you feel better about yourself. Do that, right? Because there's nothing too expensive for leveling your own growth up, okay? Spending money on knowledge and sharing that knowledge with others around you. Obviously, that's limited, right? Well, not limited, but you don't want to share absolutely everything that you've learned, right? You might want to create your own class. Like say I took Reiki, right? I took the level 1, level 2, level 3, the mastery. Other people are making money off that in the world, right? And if I just started teaching it for free to everybody, it wouldn't be beneficial for myself, only because then, I wouldn't be providing myself with abundance as well, right? But you can share knowledge on certain things that you've learned, right? Okay. Believing that you have everything you need and want. So that is so abundant. Like, even if you only had 50 cents in your account and you said, universe, I have everything I need and everything I want, that multiplies. Your thoughts multiplies, right? Collaborating with others. That is big. That is huge, abundant mindset, okay? Collaborating with others. Like, yeah. Belief that better is coming or is already here. 11:01 when I said that. Belief there's room at the top for everyone. So these are abundant, right? Everything that I'm saying right here is abundance, is abundant mindsets. Like, there's enough money in the world to make everybody rich. Every single person rich. That's why I don't understand why these, I'm going to call them deletes, why the deletes have $4 billion and yet other people don't even have a home. They're homeless. They have no, to me, that's, we won't go there. If I was a leader, I'm telling you right now, everybody would have $1 billion. Everybody. Every single person on this entire world. Even, the third world countries that have no water, clean water to drink. Like, to me, that's all absurd that we are all one. So, oneness, cooperation, sharing, assets, money, knowledge, and joy. So, like I was just saying, oneness, cooperation, right? There's room at the top for everyone. Every single person is a winner. And I don't mean like in a race when you're like, oh, I came in 10th, I'm still a winner. Not that kind of thing. I mean, like, well, yeah, I guess I am saying that. Like, you actually got up and went into that race, whether you were first, last, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're still a winner because you actually went through that race. 12:30 when I said that. So to compliment people, right? To show them forgiveness, acceptance, responsibility, give credit to others for their victories. That's abundant. That's so abundant. To even we should be raising each other up every single day, especially family members and loved ones, friends and even your exes. I don't wish any harm on my exes at all. 13:03 when I'm saying this. I hope that they find what they are looking for in life, right? You want them to have a better life than they had when they were with you. You hope that they grow and they they become better, right? You don't wish malice on them because it didn't work out between you two. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be, right? Okay, so journaling. Keeping your thoughts in a journal. 13:33 when I'm saying this. So to journal is so abundant. Like, you can write down your negative things and then burn it, right? That helps you stay abundant because you are releasing that. You can't keep that inside. If you keep that inside, you're vibrating lower and lower, right? The wants for others to succeed. So that's abundant, right? That's an abundance mindset. You want everyone around you to succeed because you know that there's no lack. There's no lack, right? Keep and do a to-do list. So this is a big one. So if you had a to-do list, every day you woke up and said, I want to do these 3 things, and you got them done, by the end of the day, you're going to feel abundant, right? Even achieving your goals and your dreams. Even if you took one baby step, I've said this before, so if you took one baby step every single day towards your dreams and your goals, after a year, you would have 365 baby steps that you would have taken, 1444 when I said that, which is amazing, right? That's abundant. To set goals and dreams and to walk slowly towards them with inspired action. That's abundant, right? Inspiring others, period, right? Continuously learning and growing, improving yourself. That's abundant. We are all students. You know, people that say that they know everything, they don't. Nobody knows everything. And you can learn something new every single day. You know, I was, when my grandma was alive, she used to say, like, to stop from, you know, receiving dementia or anything like that. She used to try to learn things all the time, little things, you know. And she was 86 when she passed, and she, you know, she knew a lot, but she had a lot to learn still. 1544, and that is so inspiring, you know, for an older person who didn't really know technology. She got a cell phone, you know, she tried to learn, you know, which is absolutely amazing. Okay. Operates from a transformative perspective. So how can I transform? How can I better myself? Exudes joy and happiness. Okay, that's abundance right there. To be joyous. Yeah. Talk about one's ideas. Obviously, you don't want to talk about your ideas before they come to form, right? Because sometimes, you know, people could steal them or blah, 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 blah. But talking about ideas, maybe things that you'd like to do in the future, places you'd like to go, things like that. That's very abundant. Shares information and data that you've learned. Obviously, we talked about this earlier. Okay, focusing on great things in your life. Think of all the things that you have in your life that you're grateful for. And if a lot of people say, well, I don't have a lot to be grateful for. I'm homeless on the street, blah, blah, blah. Well, you still have your health. You still wake up every single day, right? So that's something to look at, you know? Try to focus on the positive things, right? Try to be positive of the time, even when you're going through all the time, even when you're going through difficulties, okay? There's always something positive to look at that time, okay? Always to be flexible with yourself and with others. That's abundant. Solution oriented. We talked about that. Problem solving. Trustful, okay? Obviously, there's some people you can't trust, but give them the benefit of the doubt, you know? You can't just not trust everybody, right? You kind of somewhat trust people until they show you who they truly are. And if they show you that they're not trustworthy, then guess what? They're not. Being generous. This is a question that you can ask yourself. How can I serve others? This is a big one because this is the one that I like. I ask source, like, how can I serve you? How can I serve and make this world a better place, right? Remember that we're all wholeness, right? Sharing freely, we've discussed that. Focusing on what is available at this time or at all times. 1822 when I said that. What can we build? What can we build together? What can we build in general? Okay, so let's get a card. I'm going to get the Divine Animal Oracle. Let's see if we can get one card for the abundance. Oh, we got two right away. All right. Wolverine Fierceness, number 5. There's no book with this one. Secrets, Links, number 2. What a cute card. His eyes are super blue. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. Super blue eyes. Or green? Yeah, they're green. So these might be meaning for you guys. I don't know. You can Google them. The spirit of these animals to see. All right, let's do. So these are yoga deck. It's poses that might be helpful to make you abundant. I don't know. I was drawn to these cards for some reason. Not too sure why. So we'll go over the lack mindset another time, maybe, or maybe after this. We'll see. I feel like this should just be about abundance, really. Like, who doesn't want to, right? Manifest abundance. Hello. So these are ways to keep yourself in an abundant mindset, okay? Sharing, caring. How? Okay, let's get one card and one position for abundance, please. What is the best yoga position to help us at this time? Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, the chair pose. What number is it? Number 35. All right, and let's get one more. So we're going to do past life energy oracle. Oh. By Sandra M. Taylor. Okay. Can we just get one card to confirm the message about abundance? Maybe something they need to release from their past lives, or something to explain their past life, please, about abundance. Angels, source, about abundance, please. Just one card. One card, please. One card. One beautiful card to help the collective at this time. I guess we're not getting one. Past life energy, please. Any past life energies for the collective? Oh. Alright, I guess we got a lot. Let's see. Success. Personal and professional achievement. Number 42. Caretaker. Number 11. Putting others first. Ooh, that was a big one for me. That was a big problem for me. I always put others before myself. Which, if you're doing that, please stop. 2202. It's not selfish to put yourself first. Parent and child, family. Number 22. 2212 when I was saying that. Physical issues. Illness, accident, injury. Number 30. Okay, source, which one would you like me to read? The second one? Caretaker? Oh, of course. Of course, because I said that about me, right? Alright, so I guess we're going to be reading this one. 2242 when I said that. Alright, here we go. Caretaker, putting others first. This card reveals past life where you have been consistently prioritizing others over yourself. It may have been related to your work, such as being a nurse, teacher, doctor, or healer. Or perhaps you have had many children or sick relatives to take care of. It can also be as simple as repeatedly being a domestic servant where you always had taken care of others' needs and disregard your own. In fact, if this card is near the servitude card in your spread, pay close attention to the lessons they bring. Your eternal soul longs for you to free yourself and prioritize your own needs and desires. Past caretakers' lives are often revealed by present emotional and behavioral imbalances, including feelings of guilt and obligation and behaviors of self-sacrifice. Unfortunately, such patterns perpetuate a karmic code that says you don't prioritize yourself and don't expect to be prioritized by the universe either. The resulting resentments caregivers feel they become an energetic cause. This is a total, normal, and even valid emotion. But underlining bitterness is like a karmic glue. When you resent a certain person or activity, you are almost guaranteed to repeat that exposure in the future. This message is clear. It's time to take care of yourself. 2448 when I said that. Self-prioritizing is not selfishness. you have the right to set boundaries and say no. It may feel unfamiliar and even wrong to do so, but it's time to give yourself permission to put yourself first. Release feelings of guilt and obligation, and definitely let go of the habit of doing for others just to gain their approval. Even if this choice requires a big shift in your actions, your soul is longing for you to prioritize yourself. 25 when I said that. So your affirmation is, I deserve my own self-care. I release responsibilities, bless all others, and prioritize myself and my own life. Wow. That was pretty strong. All right, so are we doing the lack side? No. All right. I guess we'll do that in another video or later on. I'm not too sure. I guess we're trying to manifest abundance 2600 when I said that. So I want to thank you all for being with me, for your time, your energy. Thank you for listening to me. Always go within so you never go without. It's so, so important. Okay? It's very important. So let's raise the vibration and let's manifest abundance, y'all. So, yeah, I hope this helped you, served you in any kind of way. I send you all love and peace. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And until next time, I love you all so, so much. I'm so, so proud of you. Thank you for your time. I've already said that. Thank you for your time. And you guys have a great day. Namaste until the next one.